Tragically, and if you get offended with me, well, that's stiffies. I really mean that. Tragically, the ANC have set a commission who want to start taxing the churches. It's here in this newspaper, and some people say can't believe the newspaper. This is a fact that all over this nation, Christian churches are going to have to start paying taxes to the government. We are an NPO, you know, the non-profit organization. No non-profit organization in this country has to pay taxes, but they want to start taxing the NPOs called the church. So they've been talking to the commission. One group is 4SA, and they've been begging the commission to stop. They want, and we've got to be registered. And if we don't say what they want to say, they can take our registration away. This service would be illegal. That's happening right here in our country. So they are begging the commission to change, and in spite of being presented by probably 10 million people, they're going ahead with what they want to do. So I got a hold of 4SA, Michael Swain, who's a Pentecostal pastor running that. And let me say one more thing. Do you know that a church in Cape Town had a book on bringing up children, and it deals with smacking your child on one page of the whole book, in which they say you don't smack your child when you're angry. You do not abuse your child. It's mostly, you know, telling them how not to smack the child. That pastor and his leadership have been told by the Human Rights Commission of our government that they have to be brainwashed by psychologists who will teach them why they're wrong. You people just looking at me, I see one brother that's very shocked. I'm shocked out of my boots. But you know what? Let me put it to you bluntly. You know why you're giving to this church? Because I told you I'm going to be frank. Because there's one pastor in this nation's not a sissy. I wrote a letter and went to the Anglican, Catholic, Methodist bishops, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, the director of the Dutch Reformed Church for the Eastern Cape, and many other pastors. And we have signed a declaration that if the ANC don't stop this, that we are going to call on all of our people never ever to again vote for the ANC. Now, if you're an ANC member, I apologize that you might be offended, but I'm not going to stand back and let a government oppress the church. Thursday, we sent a letter signed by 38, most of them bishops of massive churches, massive organizations, that I wrote saying we trust you will defend us, protect us. We spoke very nicely. We said you defended the people against the apartheid oppression. Now defend the church. Failing to do it, and I got these are not white men, black bishops of the Catholic, Anglican, Methodist. You know what? The white bishop of the Catholic Church thought I was a devil. He told me so. The black bishop accepted me like a long-lost brother. You know what the Methodist bishop said? He said, we will not submit to this commission even if they kill us. These are people, the majority of our black brethren have been ANC. And any party, so we sent the same thing to the DA and the EFF. The DA gave an answer, but the EFF have not answered us. I think it's time for the church to stand up. The church to say we're not. So I spent Friday at the Weekend Post, and because of my efforts, this is the result. banner headlines, church in uproar. And already there have been replies from the ANC, you can buy the newspaper if I didn't buy them all. That's a joke. But you know why you're supporting this church? Because we are going to be a light. And I was amazed at the unity of my Catholic, Anglican, Presbyterian, Dutch Reformed, Methodist, you name it. They supported me 100%. We brought unity in the church in Port Elizabeth. I'm excited about this. Now, the next step is we went, because we represent the East Cape. And don't let anybody tell you, you know, they say in here people have lost their houses because they have given to the Lord or been swindled out of their money by the church. I've been in the ministry 50 years, and I challenge any of you to come and tell me of anybody who ever lost their house because they gave to the Lord. I've never met such a person. And if it happened on one occasion, must the whole church be suffering? Because take that guy to court if you like. Deal with him. If they eat snakes, well, they eat snakes in China. I know because my brother went there. You go to the restaurant, they bring you what looks like a fish tank with live snakes, and you choose which one you're going to eat. It's a fact. My brother was in that restaurant. It's common. But that's a joke. But doom and petrol are a crime. But they don't take those guys to court. You know why? Because the devil wants to close the church down. And we're not going to be closed down even if we end up as an underground church. We will never give in. But why do we wait until we have to go underground? Why do we wait until we are persecuted? Stand up and stand with us, because we're going to fight the devil to the last trench, and we are going to win and keep South Africa. And if I've offended any ANC follower, I want to tell you I've got dozens of black bishops that are ANC members that have signed this, because the church is more important than your party. The church is God's party. So I want you to know that this is, that the Lord spoke this in prophecy over us. Would you put that prophecy? It comes from Kim Clement.
Holy Spirit, come as I lift my hands to you. Spirit, Spirit, come as I lift my song to you. As I lift my song, as I lift my song, now I can feel your presence in this holy place. Now I can feel your presence, I can feel your glory. And as I lift my heart to you, I can feel Spirit come. Lift your hands right now. I hear the sounds of the Spirit telling me that He wants to make an example of you. Yes, you, this church. Word of Faith, Pastor Jimmy, Crompton, Mariana, all of you. I was there right from the beginning. I was there. I felt the faith. The Spirit of the Lord begins to reveal to me right now that He wants to literally shake the leaders of the nation. He says, I have looked in the north, I've looked in the east, down south. Where are those that will go for me? Where are those that will go to the leaders of the nation and say, we want the spiritual life that has been promised to our nation. And yet now it has been taken and it is pocketed here and there. The Spirit of God says, I will use you as an example. And they will say, let us go to Port Elizabeth. What is it that they're doing, that they have taken the political leaders and the spiritual leaders and they've joined them together? And God said, I will raise up watchmen. I will raise up doorkeepers in the house. I'll raise up gatekeepers in the house. And you will become an example. They will come from Johannesburg. They will come from the highest parts of Africa. And they will say, what did you do? What did you do to bring such a shaking? What is it that you did that took this outside of the four walls of the church into the political powers? Why is there so much unity? How is it that miracles are beginning to happen? How is it that there is a strategy that is given to that little place, the Windy City? How is it that God could do something like that? God said, I will do it, and I'll do it again and again, and you shall be an example of how I will bring unity. And God said, governing powers and principalities that endeavor to bring curses that will be broken, the curses will be broken, and you will replace them, says the Lord, with blessing upon blessing upon blessing upon blessing, says the Lord. Come on.